Hey, welcome to Diode Press. I'm Graham. In today's project, we're going to be creating 2 separate images and a total of 52 Mezzotint prints. So let's begin by cutting down the plates to size and sharpening our tools. I was commissioned to create this project by a university professor at the Rare Book School. These prints and plates are going to be used as hands-on examples of the Mezzotint print process that students can then hold and interact with during a course on prints. It was such an honor to be able to create this project and help share the Mezzotint process. The first portion of this project is a plate and print showing the Mezzotint rocking process itself. There's really no better way to demonstrate this than how Carol Wax did in her book The Mezzotint, so I used a similar example here. A typical Mezzotint plate, you would rock across the entire plate in each one of these directions, for a total of 12 or 24 passes if you went back across them the other way. But by skipping the 15-degree portion that you rocked in the previous pass, it demonstrates the accumulation of rocking across it, which you'll see when I get to the printing. I also rocked the second plate for the next part of this project. I have a lot of videos detailing all these steps on the channel, and you can find links to those down in the description box if you'd like to explore more. To print the Mezzotint rocking example plate, I'm using Aqua ink from Speedball. It's water cleanup and it prints a really nice dark matte finish that I really like. In total, this is going to be a 13 print edition. And after this, we can move on to the heart of the project, the image plate. I was given full freedom regarding the imagery that I used for this project, since after all, the commission was about creating prints to show the process of a Mezzotint itself, so I tried to make something that didn't distract too much, but also shows the full range of the process. There's no shortage of amazing Mezzotint imagery throughout art history to show what really can be done in this medium. I chose to use a pocket watch as my imagery. This watch was passed down from my grandfather, so I figured if I'm going to be spending a lot of time working on something, looking at something that means a lot to me would be an added bonus and honor that history. I started by photographing the watch, and then did a bit of work in Photoshop, flipping the image, adjusting the lighting, etc. Before I finally transferred it onto the plate, and then scraped and burnished in the image. As you scrape the burrs that were created by the rocking process, or by burnishing them down smooth, they hold less ink, thereby creating the light portions of the image. Burrs that are left untouched, they hold a ton of ink and they print the darkest, most velvety blacks of all the printing processes. There's going to be 3 editions of 13 prints of this image. The first edition is going to be at 25% completion, and I'm using the same Akua ink throughout, and I'm printing on Hahnemühle 300 printmaking paper. I leave a little bit of extra paper on one end just to make it easier to handle, and then I tear it down at the end. I have my first print as a reference image, and I look at it to continually scrape and burnish the plate, working towards the finished image. In reality, I ended up printing proofs a lot more frequently than just the 3 times that I show in the project, but I left them out to save some time. Here we have the second edition of prints, the 75% set. A lot of prints throughout history have the title engraved directly onto the plate, so I was requested to do this as well on this print. After scribing in a straight line, I scraped off all the Mezzotint ground in that area and burnished the area down to a smooth mirror finish. I scanned in the previous print onto the computer and played around with fonts and placements before transferring that back onto the plate. And in my excitement, I forgot to record it as I engraved it. I'm really working on the highlights and making the glass look like glass. And finally, we're at the 100% complete edition of 13 prints. So to quickly recap, we have an edition of 13 prints of the Mezzotint rocking plate and 3 separate editions of the watch at 3 different levels of completion, so the students can really see the entire process. I also cleaned the plates and sealed them up to avoid oxidation, making them easier to inspect and handle in the class. And in the next video, we're going to make handmade cases to hold all of the separate prints and the copper plates, and then a larger case to hold them all together. So keep an eye out for that one, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching! To keep up with the videos when they're posted, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to help support this channel, you can check out the Diode Press Patreon page, where I post behind the scenes photos as well as other patron rewards. Thanks!